I wanted to give you a tour of the WRSU studios. I've been working here for almost 25 years, and I figured it's time for everybody to, and you've seen various parts of the station if you follow us on social media, but I thought it would be a good time to show everybody around and let everybody know where the magic happens. So, this is the front entrance. We come through, we're the Rutgers University Student Center. We come through those doors and we walk down this hallway, and we come over here. This is the main office right here. It's closed right now, but this is where a bunch of the techie stuff happens behind the scenes. Here are a bunch of mailboxes. This is ours over here. We don't really get much mail anymore, but we just have a lot of old junk in there. Don't worry about that. We come down the hallway a little bit, and over here is the WRSU newsroom, and there are a bunch of computers in here that you can use to produce stuff or to edit your show. Bunch of computers. Now over here, this is our brand new production studio. They just built this, I don't know, about 6 months ago or so. A little tiny booth that we used to use. It used to be that all that was in here was just a microphone. And it's interesting, when Meirav and I interviewed Ofra Chaza in 1995 or something like that, 96, Meirav stood in this room. I stood in this room right over here, which is now just a closet because they're fixing it up and cleaning it out. There's nothing going on in here. There used to be equipment. I would stand in there, and that's where we did our phone interviews, and it was pretty darn cool. By the way, I want to show you one other thing that I passed by. Up here is our first control board. This is the board that I was trained on. I got my training on how to be on the radio from this board over here. This is like from World War II. And nothing looks like that anymore, but this was the board that we used way back when I started in 1994, and we used it for a long time afterwards, probably too long, but I got good at it. It was pretty easy to use, but now we're a lot more state-of-the-art, and actually they're tearing down this whole studio sometime in the spring, in the next 6 weeks or so. They're changing everything, and they're rebuilding the whole deal, and we're going to have a whole brand new studio at that point, a whole new studio complex, and we'll give you a tour then as well. Now let me show you. This is our production studio. I once interviewed David Broza in this studio. This is the control board here. We've done shows from this room as well. This board is very cool. It came from Saturday Night Live. NBC wasn't using it anymore for Saturday Night Live, and they donated it to WRSU, and here it is. It does the trick. It's pretty functional, and that's our production studio. We can do some editing over there on this computer here. Can you see that? That computer over there. And whenever I do phone interviews that are not live on the air, I do them from this studio. Although now that we have the new studio, I'll probably do them from there going forward. And then this is the master control room. We go through this little vestibule here, and we come into the station, and this is the master control room. There's nobody on the air right now. We're in automation. That means that the guy who comes after me, the Turkish Hour, they couldn't make their show today. So we just put the station in what they call automation, which means music just plays off a computer, and you hear it on the air. So that's our master control board. Let me get you a better look at that. Let's see. There we go. All right, and this is pretty state-of-the-art. Although they're tearing this out and giving us a whole new board in the next few months. So we'll tell you, we'll show you that when it's done, when it's complete. We're actually going to be off the air for a little while because they're rebuilding the studio, but we'll try to keep you covered with podcasts. And here's the rest of the studio, so you can get a feel for what it looks like. Some techie stuff back there that I really don't quite know how to use. And yeah, this is where the magic happens. This is our master control room. And then there is another studio called Studio B over here. We haven't used this studio in years. There's a lot of, let's see, there's a light here somewhere. Well, not very good lighting in here. But there's a bunch of equipment that we just haven't touched. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with it. It's not up to me. And then in here we have another studio You can see this place has been around since, oh, it's locked. Okay, here's Studio A. And sometimes if they have a big band or something that needs to play at WRSU, they get them all set up in this big room and put them on the air, and you can kind of communicate between the master control room and Studio A. And this just leads out to the hallway of the Rutgers Student Center. That's the exit of the station. So, hope you enjoyed this tour of WRSU Radio. Like I said, it is everything that I'm showing you is soon going to become obsolete because they're getting rid of the whole thing. Especially this studio is going to look totally different. I saw the plans for it, and it's pretty amazing. It's going to look fantastic when they're done, and we'll give you another tour then. But for now, thought you would like to see where the magic happens. Thanks, and I'll see you soon. Al tafsiku lashir.